Uma has used a pivot table to create our regional summary by quarter. She has also then filtered it to only show 2015 and 2016 values. She then sends it to all the account managers so they can also see how things are going. One of the account managers, Anya, has got back to her to say that was very interesting, but she'd really like to see a breakdown of all her sales for that same time frame. Small problem, we don't actually have account manager information in our pivot, so how are we going to apply a filter by account manager? Well, that's what this last area in our pivot table fields list is for. It's the filters area. And we can add any of our fields to the filters area and add another filter level to our pivot. We're going to find account manager, click, drag, and drop into the filters area. And if you look above the pivot table, you will see a new row has been added that says account manager all. That means at the moment this data is for all the account managers. If I click the drop down, I see a list of account managers, and if I tick the select multiple items, I can now choose which managers I want to see the data for. I'm going to unclick all, tick Anya, and say OK. I've now filtered that entire pivot to only show me values for Anya. The problem we find when we become the pivot table expert, though, is we end up doing a lot of work filtering the pivots to meet different requirements. And of course, Anya's colleagues, Connor and Charlie, have now come back to us and said they want the same thing. Sometimes, rather than constantly changing the same pivot table, it is a better idea to create multiple pivot tables that answer different people's questions, and they can then consult them whenever they need to without us having to constantly change our pivots. This can actually be done very, very easily. So we're going to look at how we could create a pivot table for Anya, Charlie, and Connor. Step 1, we're going to come back to our report filter. We're going to click the drop down and we're going to select Charlie and Connor as well. Select all the managers that you want to see a report for. Then say OK. Now I still only have one report. It is showing me multiple items. That means it's showing me the total values for all 3 of those selected account managers. So I haven't quite got the solution I'm looking for, but that was the first step. The second step is to come back to the Analyze tab, come over to the left and find the Options button, but don't click on it. Instead, click on the little drop down to the right of it. The second option down is Show Report Filter Pages, and we're going to click that. We get our Show Report Filter Pages dialog, which will show all the filters so you can choose which one you want to create a report by. We only have one, and that's Account Manager, so we're just going to click OK. Take a moment to see if you can see what has happened. If you have a look at our Worksheet tabs, a new worksheet has been added for each of our selected account managers. So this is Anya's pivot, there's Charlie's, there's Connor's, and if I click on sheet 1, that brings me back to my original. So the Show Report Filter Pages is a very quick way of generating multiple pivot tables to answer different questions. Now back in my main pivot, I now need to distinguish this, so I'm going to start by changing the sheet to main pivots. So I've actually got 2 on this page. And then I'm going to click into my pivot table. And if you have a look on the Analyze tab, you can actually give your pivot tables meaningful names. This one's called Pivot Table 2 at the moment, which is not great. So I'm going to call this Regional Pivot. And then click Enter. And now I can clear that filter because I no longer need it. So I'm going to come back to my filter field and I'm going to tick all and say OK. So that was how we could use report filter fields. Now here's an interesting tip. These value fields cannot be changed. They're calculated values. So if I click on one and try and type something in, Excel will tell me don't be silly. But what you can use them to do is to drill down. So let me explain. For example, having a look at the WA sales figures for Q4 2016, they look really low. And Uma would like to try and work out what values made up this figure. All she needs to do is double click. So I'm going to double click on that. And what has happened now is Excel's given me a snapshot of all the values that were used to create that value. Now do be a little careful. Unlike the other pivots, which will automatically update when the data changes, this will not. It is a quick snapshot in time. Consult it, get the information you need, and then I recommend when you're done, delete it so you don't end up duplicating your stored data and changing the wrong set by mistake. Finally, a few other useful tools on our pivot. If we come to the Analyze tab, on the far right, you will see a few options that you may wish to switch on and off. If I click away from my pivot, my field list disappears. If I click back, it reappears. But sometimes we get frustrated and we accidentally close it. Now, if that happens, you can get it back just by coming up to your Analyze tab and clicking Field List. You can also hide your Collapse Expand buttons, so the little pluses and minuses vanish, and you can hide your field headers, so that column and row labels has disappeared. This means I can no longer filter my table, but it does make for a more attractive report. I'm going to put them back though, because I'm still working with it. So we have now seen how we can create a pivot table and modify it using group, sort, and filter tools. In the next video, we're going to see how we can represent this data visually using pivot charts.